In the vibrant tapestry of Nigerian culture, comedy has woven itself into the very fabric of everyday life, evolving through the years in ways that reflect the changing dynamics of society, politics, and technology. It's fascinating to trace the journey of Nigerian comedy, from its roots in traditional storytelling to the modern stand-up routines that fill our screens and stages today. In the beginning, comedy in Nigeria was deeply intertwined with oral traditions. Our ancestors were masters of storytelling, using humor to convey morals, entertain, and educate. The griots, or traditional storytellers, would gather communities around fires, weaving tales that were rich with wit and wisdom. They used satire to comment on societal norms, poking fun at the powerful, while uplifting the common man. This form of comedy was not just for laughter, it was a means of cultural preservation, a way to pass down history and values through generations. As Nigeria transitioned through colonialism and into independence, the comedic landscape began to shift. The emergence of radio and television in the mid-20th century brought new opportunities for comedians to reach wider audiences. Programs like New Masquerade and Village Headmaster became household names, blending humor with social commentary. These shows tackled issues of governance, corruption, and the everyday struggles of Nigerians, all while keeping audiences in stitches. The characters were relatable, often exaggerated versions of real-life figures, and their antics provided a much-needed escape from the harsh realities of life. Then came the rise of stand-up comedy in the 1990s, a significant turning point in the evolution of Nigerian comedy. Comedians like Ali Baba and OK Bakassi took to the stage, bringing a fresh, personal style that resonated with audiences. They drew from their own experiences, using observational humor to reflect on the absurdities of life in Nigeria. This was a departure from the scripted performances of earlier television shows. It was raw, spontaneous, and deeply connected to the audience. The laughter was infectious, and suddenly, comedy became a viable career path for many aspiring entertainers. The late 1990s and early 2000s saw the emergence of comedy clubs, which became the breeding ground for new talent. The likes of Basket Mouth, Bovi, and AY emerged, each bringing their unique flavor to the stage. They began to explore themes that were previously considered taboo, addressing issues like religion, politics, and relationships with a boldness that was both refreshing and risky. The comedy scene exploded, with shows like Night of a Thousand Laughs showcasing a diverse array of comedians and styles. It was a celebration of Nigerian humor, a platform where laughter became a unifying force in a country often divided by ethnic and political lines. As technology advanced, so did the reach of Nigerian comedy. The rise of social media platforms like Instagram and YouTube revolutionized the way comedians connected with their audiences. Short skits, memes, and viral videos became the new norm, allowing comedians to showcase their talent without the constraints of traditional media. Comedians like Broda Shaggy and Maraji capitalized on this trend, creating content that was not only hilarious, but also relatable to the everyday Nigerian. Their ability to tap into current events and popular culture made them household names. And suddenly, comedy was no longer confined to the stage, it was everywhere. The globalization of comedy also introduced new influences. Nigerian comedians began to draw inspiration from international acts, blending local humor with global trends. The fusion of styles created a rich, diverse comedic landscape. Comedians started experimenting with different formats, from sketch comedy to improv, and the result was a vibrant mix that appealed to both local and international audiences. The rise of platforms like Netflix opened doors for Nigerian comedians to showcase their talent on a global stage, with specials that highlighted the unique nuances of Nigerian life. However, with this evolution came challenges. The pressure to constantly produce content in the fast-paced digital age can be overwhelming. Comedians must navigate the fine line between staying true to their roots and adapting to the ever-changing tastes of their audience. The rise of cancel culture has also impacted the comedic landscape, with some comedians facing backlash for jokes that may have been acceptable in the past but are now deemed offensive. This has sparked debates about the role of comedy in society. Should it push boundaries, or should it adhere to a more sensitive approach? Despite these challenges, the resilience of Nigerian comedians shines through. They continue to innovate, finding new ways to engage with their audiences while staying relevant in a rapidly changing world. The emergence of female comedians has also added a new dimension to the scene, with voices like Anita Asuoha, popularly known as Real Wari Pekin, and Helen Paul breaking barriers and bringing fresh perspectives to the stage. Their stories resonate with many, challenging stereotypes and redefining what it means to be a comedian in Nigeria. As we look to the future, the evolution of Nigerian comedy is bound to continue. The next generation of comedians is already making waves, using technology and social media to reach audiences in ways we could never have imagined. They are not just entertainers, they are influencers, activists, and storytellers, using humor as a tool for change. The themes they explore will likely reflect the complexities of modern Nigerian society, issues of identity, migration, and the impact of globalization on our culture. In this ever-evolving landscape, one thing remains clear. Comedy will always be a vital part of Nigerian life. It is a mirror reflecting our joys, our struggles, and our resilience. It brings us together, allowing us to laugh at ourselves and find solace in shared experiences. As we celebrate the rich history of Nigerian comedy, we must also embrace its future, recognizing that laughter is not just an escape, it is a powerful force for connection and understanding in a world that often feels divided. So, here's to the comedians who have paved the way, to those who continue to push boundaries, and to the laughter that unites us all. The evolution of Nigerian comedy is a testament to our creativity, our spirit, and our unwavering ability to find joy in the midst of chaos. It is a celebration of life, and as long as there are stories to tell, there will always be laughter echoing through the streets of Nigeria.